from the Single Malt Whisky Club here, and this month we've got a couple of crackers from South Australia for you. South Australia Distillery 36 Short, a sherry matured Single Malt Whisky Club exclusive from them, and something completely different, a rum. But trust us, not just any rum. Stay tuned to find out why. Now, 36 Short Distillery is at its heart an ode to family heritage. The very name of the distillery is a tribute to owners John and Con Liulio's dad. It was a suit size and a running family joke. The brothers started the distillery kicking off with rakia made to their own Macedonian family recipe handed down over generations and passed on to the brothers by their dad Pando. It was Pando's dream to someday sell the family's pride and joy, and the boys realised his dream in 2014 when 36 Short first opened its doors. The 36 Short Sherry Cask Single Malt Whisky Club edition was made from 100% South Australian mash bill, fermented for 14 days, which is quite long by whisky standards, which encourages like a deeper ester development and a bit more flavour complexity. The primary maturation was carried out in American oak for 3.5 years with a 4-month stint in first fill ex-bourbon cask before finally being filled into a sherry cask for a year of finishing. Decanted only 2 months shy of 5 years in the wood with a cask strength of 63.5 ABV. It's been cut to 46 ABV for bottling with water sourced from an aquifer that runs directly underneath the distillery. So, how does it taste? On the nose, look, this is one of those fast evolving noses. I think the very first pour from the bottle gives a fairly one-dimensional acetone nose, and I think that's legacy of the long fermentation 36 Short uses, designed to maximise those esters. But leave the dram for a couple of minutes, give it a swirl for a bit, have a chat to your mate, and it magically opens up into rich sultanas, dates and toffee with a real leathery oak notes underlying all that fruit. On the palate, oh, it's lovely sweet mouth coating first up. There's sort of a slow build medium pepper that works its way through that sweet fruit and caramel notes as it dries on the palate, leading into the finish. And the finish, this chameleon, it really goes dry as those fruit num-nums in the palate sort of evolve into espresso, coffee, licorice. There's even a bit of a sort of salted beer nut quality in there as well. It's the evolution of the notes and the flavours that really give this whiskey a certain X factor that sort of few whiskies can match, I think. They don't sort of interplay so much with each other as they do lead each other into the spotlight. There's fruits, lollies, delightful musty leather, sweet and dry, and salty umami all sort of share the stage with a very elegant sophistication. Yum. Now, our Members Extra for March is actually a rum, but not just any rum. This is a 14-year-old 4 square presented at 61% ABV from Dead Reckoning. Now, Dead Reckoning is owned and operated by Justin Bosley. It's an Adelaide-based indie bottler of fine rums from around the world and Australia. His rums are fast becoming legendary around the world, and they currently enjoy cult status with rum lovers from all over. Our sister club, the Rum Tribe, featured his latest release, the Bosun's Persuader, as the rum of the month in February. This rum is just so good. We have bought the lot, including the entire allocation previously bound for the USA. So sorry, Yanks, not sorry. This rum is just so good, we thought we'd give the Single Malt Whisky Club members a crack at it as well. And we haven't made the decision to offer a rum to whiskey drinkers lightly, let me tell you. But this isn't your usual drown it with Coke and hold on type spirit that many Australians associate with rum. This is an incredible rum, as complex, round and chewy as any whiskey you'll find, and you certainly won't be drowning this one in mixer. Now, a bosun's persuader was a weighted, flexible club used by Royal Navy bosuns to discipline lazy sailors or to enforce press gangs to recruit men by hitting them, often on the head, and to ensure they worked or joined the ship. These antique naval tools featured lead weights at each end, connected by a shaft of flexible material like baleen or whalebone, covered in intricately knotted twine or cord, serving as a harsh disciplinary instrument. And as the name suggests, the bosun's persuader is an unassuming weapon of a rum that packs more than a punch at a brawling 61% ABV. Tropically aged at Foursquare in Barbados for 8 years in an unnamed ex-bourbon cask. It's then been transferred to Justin's care in Adelaide, poured into a 200 litre first fill maker's Mark barrel, and further dry aged in Adelaide for another 6 hot, dry South Australian years. Now, interestingly, 3 Foursquare Exceptional Cask Series bottlings, they're Foursquare's flagship series, matured at 14 years, same as the Bosun's Persuader, have taken out the top awards in both the International Wine and Spirits Competition and the International Spirits Challenge Awards over the last 4 years. These are the top spirits at those awards. All of them, the ECS 𝗦𝗪𝗍, the 𝗦𝗪𝗍𝗍, and Redoubtable, all showing that 14-year-old Foursquare is not only some of the world's best rum, but the world's best spirit. Not only is the Dead Reckoning also a 14-year-old Foursquare, a little different to the ECS series, as the Bosun's Persuader is a single cask, unlike any of those ECS series, but it is also presented at the same 61% ABV that all 3 of the 14-year-old Foursquare ECS releases that took out these awards were released at. So it seems that 14 years and 61% is a winning formula for Foursquare, and Justin has listened to the master. So, how does it taste? The nose is a rich bowl of titanically deep, slightly overripe tropical fruit notes, sweet, hot dripping caramel, Christmas cake spices by the absolute bucket load. There's fragrant vanilla pods just cut and scraped, and freshly opened Ellen's Jube lollies complete this olfactory symphony. I could spend hours with my nose in this glass. It's sumptuous, inviting, warm, and it's just so good you'll find yourself with your glass under your nose for 90% of the time you have this rum in your hand. On the palate, it's a warm heat, some peppery prickles that build and then quickly melt away. Oh, sweet waves of fruit mints crash into the luscious base of vanilla custard, mixed peel citrus, jasmine flowers. Yum. Finish. Finish gives away the column still component as it fades with a sort of an interesting sweet yet dryness. More citrus peel notes sit alongside high cocoa dark chocolate. Subdued but discernible Barbadian funk is in there. There's some lip smacking, cheek sucking, long chewing goodness, let me tell you. This is a rum release to pour, sniff, swirl, sniff, taste, and chew while reveling in the whole experience. If you're a cigar smoker, crack out a good one. Huge fruity depth of flavour with lovely first fill American oak notes. Some pepper, and that slight dryness just keeps it all in check and balanced. masses of layers to unpack, and ideally chat about with your drinking pal. Seriously. Don't muck around with this one. Get 2 bottles at least and thank me later. So, that's it for March. 2 absolute South Australian crackers for your consideration. A sensational sherry finished whiskey from 36 Short, and something a bit different, a massive rum from what is fast becoming one of the world's premier indie rum bottling brands, Dead Reckoning, and their Bosun's Persuader. This really is a rum whiskey drinkers can get their head and palate around. You know me, I'm getting both. I know, it's a dirty job. Until next month, I'm Brad Wright. Slap bar.